Good morning. For this morning's devotion, I want to think about preparing, right? Because when we look at Jesus's life, we see him preparing all the time for big things, and we are called to be imitators of Christ. So, what I want us to think about is how Jesus prepared and how we should prepare for what's coming next, right? So, when you look at Jesus's life, he always was preparing for big things, right? When he knew something big was coming, he wasn't like, oh, I'll wing it, I'll figure it out as it comes along. He went away and he prayed and he talked to God and he got ready for what he needed to do. I think the first real case we see of this in his life is when Satan tempts him, right? We see it in Matthew 4, we see it in all four Gospels. Satan comes to Jesus and tempts him with these different things. But Jesus didn't just say, like, oh, I'll figure it out when it gets here. Jesus went away for over a month and prayed by himself. He went away into the wilderness by himself to get ready for what Satan was going to bring to him. He wasn't just going to figure it out as it happened. He went away by himself and he prayed and he decided that he needed to get ready for this. Even though we know Jesus is more powerful than Satan, he still felt the need to go and prepare himself, right? And an even better example of this may be in the Garden of Gethsemane, right? So Jesus is about to die. This is just like hours before he gets arrested, before he gets put on the cross. He knows he's about to die. And what Jesus does here is he takes some of his disciples and he goes away to pray, right? He is over here praying and he looks back. What are his disciples doing? They've like fallen asleep, right? So he goes and wakes up. He's like, hey guys, you need to get ready too. You have a test coming too. And the disciples like, okay, yeah, Jesus. And they fall right back asleep. And then we go back over here with Jesus. Jesus is over here praying, like, God, does it have to be this way? Do I have to really go through with this? Jesus is like urgently pleading with God for help. And over here, his disciples are sleeping, right? This happens 3 times where Jesus goes away and prays, and his disciples are over here asleep, right? Then they run out of time. And Judas shows up and the angry mob shows up, and what happens next? Jesus is faithful, right? Jesus does exactly what God wanted him to do. He does exactly what God wanted him to do. He sacrificed himself on the cross for us, right? Perfectly faithful Jesus. His disciples, I mean, they're gone. Like, as soon as the mob shows up, Jesus gets arrested, they're gone. They're nowhere to be found. Not a single one of Jesus' 12 disciples were there with them after this, right? And Jesus warned them it was coming. They didn't prepare for what was coming next. Jesus did, right? And for now, thinking about this for us, we have no idea what's coming next, do we? I mean, things may go back to normal in a couple months. Things may never be the same that they were before. We have no idea what's coming. But we can't just act like we'll figure it out when we get there, right? A lot of us are probably like at home, like not sure what to do. We're just kind of all just waiting to see what's coming, right? We don't know what the government's going to say. We don't know how people's health is going to turn out. We're just kind of waiting for all of this to go down. But whatever it is, we're not going to be better off by like putting our fingers in our ears and worrying. We're not going to be better off doing that. We have to prepare ourselves. We have to be talking to God, to get in his word, and to actually be ready for what's next, right? Jesus was not a worrier. Jesus took his problems to God, trusted God, and then just did what he was supposed to do, right? We are called to be imitators of Christ. Let's do it.